Hello.
Excuse me for dropping in.
Yeah!
Sorry, we are late today. We're going to get started sooner rather than later. Let's go.
Hello.
Hello. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing frackin-tastic. We are back with another episode of the Fair 64 Show. We're a little bit late today, and I didn't want to put this episode off until Thursday because then I might as well just change my schedule to Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. We are live and ready to go. That is right. Randy boy. Hello. Randy boy in the background. But yeah, we got a pretty stacked document today. Not really. Today's probably going to be a bit of a shorter one, honestly. But today we got the Rockstar CEO weighing in about physical media. We got Supermassive Games going through some layoffs. We got a leaked Switch 2 Legend of Zelda skin. Wolverine PS5 and controller, Phantom Blade Zero release date, and the date for the State of Play coming up. We got Gears of War E-Day controllers. We got War in the North. It's back. We got Elden Ring. We got Bubsy. We got the THQ Nordic Showcase, which I forgot to watch, by the way. Aliens Fireteam Elite Cloud version taken down, and more. Wow, that sounds like a pretty good episode to me. Yes, it does. So, why were you late? I was cooking up some dinner. I was also working on something else in the background, but AI that writes the chapters for Spotify, name this section Yemi's special chip dip recipe, because it is damn good, especially when it's hot right out of the crock pot. So yes, you're gonna need a crock pot. It takes about 4 hours on high or about 6 to 8 hours on low. It depends if you want your chicken to be super like shredded, but you can still shred the chicken on like a 4 hour on high. But boom, you put the chicken in. You get your favorite taco seasoning. Mine is the hot and spicy taco seasoning from that El Macho or whatever the brand is called. You stab the chicken with a fork, then you rub in the taco seasoning onto it. Put it in the crock pot. Put about a little bit less than a half cup of water in the bottom, right? Then a full bottle of your favorite salsa. I go with the Chili's hot. I like my salsa hot. My bad. Then also a squirt of lime juice. It does taste really good. Next up, in a separate like strainer, I would say, corn, pepper, chili, jalapeno, black beans. Boom. Mix it up. Make sure it's drained. Boom. Into the crock pot. And then, if you want, you can do your favorite hot sauce. Mine is the Valentino, whatever it's called. I sprinkle a little bit of that on top after the fact, after it's cooked. You can also put Mexican cheese and sour cream on top after it's done cooking. But yeah, once you put the vegetable medley in there, boom, let it cook. Then shred the chicken, let it cook for another like 30 minutes or so. And you got a perfect chip dip. Boom. Blue chips from Trader Joe's are my favorite. So there you go. Write that down. All right, let's get into
What's
the
going on, Big Blue?
first section here. Not first impressions. We got the news. I forgot to turn those things down. All right, first up, we have a odd situation here. The Rockstar CEO, he's weighed in about the PlayStation not doing physical discs anymore. PS6 is most likely, if not totally, going to be a digital platform. Now, I hold out hope that they do a cartridge-based system, but that's definitely not going to happen. So this guy decided that he would weigh in on it. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6, there's a lot of shit going around about this game. Not all of it good, not all of it bad. But most recently, Grand Theft Auto has just kind of been under a little bit of fire because of the fact that it does not have a physical disc or a physical version. And of course, there are multiple reasons why that didn't happen. But the biggest reason is probably because it costs money to manufacture discs, and Rockstar wants to save money everywhere they possibly can. Even though they've already made their money back for the game, there's no way they could even spend a dime on a physical disc for Grand Theft Auto 6. Also, it wouldn't fit on a standard disc, right? You'd have to have like 2 discs in there. Red Dead Redemption 2 did it, so why couldn't Grand Theft Auto 6? Maybe it's that big of a game, and if it's that big of a game, then you better pay out of your pocket to get an extra space on your hard drive, because if you use a standard like 500 megabyte or 1 terabyte PS5, if the game is 500 gigabytes plus, you're going to be stumbling for some extra space. Besides the point. So anyway, he decided to weigh in, and this is This is a CEO speaking, so take it with a grain of salt. But he said our business is well over 90% digitally distributed. It's already a digital business. So in certain instances, especially if it's a big game, discs just, and I said discs, don't really make sense for the consumer. Also, most instances you have to register online to play anyhow, so if you're already connected, who cares if you download it digitally? It's all the same, and it's much more convenient. Wrong! It is not the same. Is it more convenient? Yes. It is not the same, though. It is definitely not the same. I'll hold off more comments here. So he finishes this sentence off, or this paragraph off. So that's where the world is going, in our opinion, and I think Sony understands that. We certainly understand that. It doesn't mean that we won't have physical editions now and then. I'm sure we will in some way, and there's still vinyl in the recorded music business. But in other instances, it won't make sense. So the problem so the problem here is that there is a difference. There is a difference. I mean, even though 90%, which is probably true, 90% of your content is distributed digitally, which also, like, let me be clear too, like, Grand Theft Auto 5, when it originally released, was PS3, Xbox 360 got physical discs, and I'm pretty sure those games sold pretty well on physical discs. And then also when it was redistributed on PS4 and Xbox One, it probably sold a pretty good amount of discs there. Where it probably didn't sell as many discs is when it got, once again, redistributed on the latest platform, Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. So that's probably where they didn't get a lot of distribution, was because everyone already either had the game, or now in this day and age, it is a bit more digital leaning. But this is CEO talk to the max. He does not understand that there is a difference between downloading something digitally and having a physical disc. The main difference is that you actually have that physical disc in your hand, and you can give it to someone else, or you can sell it, or blah blah blah. There's a lot of different reasons that I've given many times. So the bottom line is that they might not see there's a difference because they go, oh, well, there's nothing on the disc anyway, or, oh, it's just a code in a box essentially with the disc, and you gotta, it's just inconvenient because you gotta get up and put the disc in. But at the end of the day, there is a difference. No matter how minor you think that difference is, there is a difference here. There's a difference between physical and digital media, especially, I mean, even in this instance where the disc is a glorified game key, right? Much like the Switch 2 game key cards. But that's the thing. Like, game key cards are still a thing, and they still work exactly like a regular physical item. It's just you gotta download the game or whatever, right? And it's just it kind of boggles my mind that they can be so out of touch here with, like, the idea of, like, oh, it's just the same exact thing, because at the end of the day, a lot of people like having that physical item in their hands. And I know there's a lot of people who pre-ordered the boxed version of the digital code. And sure, there was a lot of scalpers mixed in there too, but I wouldn't be surprised if a fair amount of those Amazon orders were legitimate people buying the game box with the digital code inside. I will reiterate here that Grand Theft Auto 6 has already made its money back tenfold. Like, it is not bleeding money from the company. So the pre-orders were a giant success, and Netflix has made money from re-upped subscriptions and stuff like that because the trailer is going to be on there for 6 hours exclusively. So Netflix made their money back. Rockstar is making their money back, and their parent company 2K is also making their money back. So at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, you've already made your money back. So why not just distribute some codes and on discs, right? Like that. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if you had that option. I mean, I would still be like, well, that's kind of annoying. But at the end of the day, it is still a physical item that's in your hand, a physical item that is allowing you to play that game. And sure, is it inconvenient to get up and replace a disc from your console? Sure. Like, I'm not going to say it's not inconvenient, but at the same time, like, much like switching out CDs from a CD player, vinyl on a record player, DVDs from a DVD player, it's just something that comes with the territory of having physical items. And honestly, if you're that annoyed by having to swap out physical discs, there's another option for you, and it is called digital, which is why we have so many options in the music industry, is because there's a lot of different preferences out there, a lot of different people listening to different music in different ways. And the same thing can be said, and I am a fucking broken record here. The same thing can be said for video games. You have multiple people out there playing games in multiple different ways, whether they're through digital, through cloud games, through streaming services, which I guess is the same thing as cloud games, through physical media, through game share, like with Nintendo stuff. There are multiple ways that people are playing games, and now you are taking one of those ways that we can play games and just eliminating it. You're essentially creating a monopoly for the PS6 and anything else that doesn't have physical games. So yeah, it's just a bit. I mean, it's going to be a very awkward transition here as we see what other companies follow suit. I'm still holding my breath, hoping that Xbox is going to come out with a statement and say, "Hey, we heard you guys. We're going to keep physical discs." And if Xbox does that, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if my next console is whatever the Xbox Helix is going to be. But also at the end of the day, too, like the price tag is going to be pretty high for these consoles. So I don't know. It's a big decision going into the next generation. But to circle back around here, I don't think Rockstar is going to lose any money from creating a physical digital code on a disc, right? I don't think they're going to lose any money doing that. And also, it would make a lot of people happy, I think. I think it would calm people down. But right now, as it stands, there's a lot going against Grand Theft Auto at this point, and this is just another thing that kind of builds onto that overall disdain for the game right now. And of course, there's a lot of people who still are absolutely excited for this game, who will defend it to the death. I'm not saying that people are like mass unpre-ordering or whatever. I'm just saying that there is a fair amount of people who are upset about this. I mean, I am one of them. I mean, this is one of the biggest video game releases of this generation of consoles. I wouldn't say our generation, but this generation of consoles. Grand Theft Auto 5 still makes millions upon millions of dollars every year from its online service. So Grand Theft Auto 6, it doesn't make it just doesn't make sense in my opinion that you don't put out a physical disc for this, no matter how no matter how many megabytes of information are on that disc. I just feel like you're releasing into a AA market that is looking a AAA market that is looking towards you for what they should be doing with their next release, and you're not putting out a physical disc. So it does just set a very bad precedent here, because next thing you know, which PlayStation has already done, but next thing you know, other companies are going to be like, well, we don't need to waste our time making discs now. Well, we don't need to waste our time putting Madden on a disc. We don't need to waste our time putting FIFA on a code in the box in a disc. Like, we don't need to do any of that stuff. Next up, you're gonna see PlayStation and possibly even Xbox removing discs inside of this generation. I would think. And yeah, have companies gotten burned from making discs? Like Sony is like number one here, where they're like, oh yeah, we put Concord on a disc. It's like, out of all the games to put on a disc, Concord? Really? I have my Concord disc. It's on my shelf. It's a relic of the past, and I'm going to hold on to that for the rest of my life, because it's just so fucking funny that you put a live service PvP hero shooter that originally cost $40 on a physical disc. Okay, it's even more funny that you stuck with the disc and you put Marathon on a fucking disc. You're wasting money in those cases because they're online service games. Do you know why Fortnite doesn't make discs anymore? Well, actually, Fortnite hasn't made a disc since the original 1.0 version of that fucking game. Do you know why? It's because it's an always online, free-to-play game. You don't need a physical disc for that, right? I would not be complaining if this was Grand Theft Auto 6 online mode. Online mode was not a physical disc. That's fine. If this is Grand Theft Auto Online, it does not need a disc. But if this is a single player game, single player experience that you're releasing into the wild, it deserves to be on a physical disc, no matter how small that disc size may be. And also, at the end of the day, we don't know how big the game actually is. They honestly could have compressed this into 100 gigabytes. I would not be surprised. Plus, of course, probably an update day one. I would probably bet money that there's going to be a pretty sizable update day one. But at the end of the day, we don't really know the size of the game. You cannot preload the game yet. We still haven't seen any true gameplay of the game as of right now. So there's really no saying how big the game is and if it could have actually fit on a disc or a disc and a half or something like that. Like, we still really don't know the details, but people, of course, will just spout things out without having actual tangible information. They'll just say like, oh, it wouldn't fit on a disc, or oh, it blah blah blah. I don't fucking care. Like, give me a code in the box for all I care. That's at least that's something. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, that might be just a code on a box, right? And it might need an online connection to play. But I have that physical item. I have that item in my hands. I can take it out of my PlayStation and put it back in, put it on my shelf, and look nice with the rest of my games. Grand Theft Auto, I wouldn't be able to do that. Technically, yes, I could do that, but once again, it's a code in the box. So as soon as I open up that box and I use that code, the box becomes landfill, essentially. So at the end of the day, it's just kind of annoying. In my opinion, it's just kind of annoying. Look, I mean, CEOs are, of course, going to be the first people to truly defend this, because they're in the interest of saving themselves money, right? We've seen it through countless layoffs. We've seen it through countless years of video games. The CEO at the top, he's got to make the most money. They can't take pay cuts. They got to keep their shit going. And honestly, it's like, okay, well, like I get that. I get that you want to make your money, but also at the end of the day, like, can you please just make everyone happy? Not just like part of the gaming community happy, just make everyone happy and just put out a actual physical disc. And I've brought up this point many times. There's a place for it. If music can keep vinyl, cassettes, and CDs alive with streaming and music videos on YouTube being around, then you can keep physical media alive in video games. You can keep, and then look, there are DVD, Blu-ray sales, and 4K DVD sales all over the place too. You can compare this to movies as well. You can, and that is with digital being a thing in the landscape for many, many, many years now. Netflix has been a thing for 10 plus years now, right? So it's just annoying to me that for whatever reason we're making this exception for video games. But the bottom line truly is that video games is an art form. Making a video game is an art form. This is art, and now you are essentially burning the art when you don't print a physical disc. You are essentially burning that art, because at the end of the day, when the servers go down for PS5, when the servers go down for GTA Online, whatever the new thing is going to be for Grand Theft Auto 6, when the PS5s all stop working, when there's no more parts left for them, there's a great virus that takes out all accounts on PlayStation 5. When that stuff possibly happens, it will be like Grand Theft Auto 6 never existed, which is just really sad to think about. So that is that. Of course, I always go into a bit of a rant with these things. But I'm passionate about it. I mean, look, if you followed me through the years, you know that I am very passionate about my physical collection. Okay, I barely sell things in my collection. I still have books. I have comic books. I have volumes and volumes of manga. I have plenty of DVDs. I have plenty of video games on all my shelves. I have a bunch of retro consoles to play these games on. I even have PSVR and PSVR 2 still. I haven't sold that shit yet. I have all this physical stuff along with a digital library, because guess what? At the end of the day, I choose when I want a physical game, right? And with something like this, it's like I would definitely choose to have a physical copy of Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't want a digital copy of this game. But here we are. And plus, like, going back to the physical stuff, like, yeah, I mean, I own cassettes, I own CDs, I own vinyl, and of course I have a Spotify subscription. So it's like I am a case study for everything that's against what these people are saying. Oh, no one buys physical anymore. Oh, 90% of our, I don't fucking give a shit. I am one of the tons of people out there buying physical media still in different media types, right? I am one of many still out there. And I guess what people really don't realize is the fact that, like, yes, when you take away options like this, you're stuck with just digital. What happens? What happens when your account is hacked and they ban it? What happens when you do something like your credit card transaction gets declined and PlayStation's like, oh, ban the account. They didn't pay for their item. What happens when you want to return a game that's glitchy as hell? Like, remember how Cyberpunk 2077, they were giving refunds for that game? I can guarantee you right now, if, and I actually lean towards when, Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and it is glitchy as hell, I guarantee they won't let you refund your digital copies, no matter how much you bitch and moan. So at the end of the day, it's like with digital games, there's much more of a risk there too. If I open up my copy of Cyberpunk 2077 and plop it into my disk drive, I can technically just sell it back to who I bought it from, or I can actually go to the store, make a bit of a stink, and get a refund. I did that with Helldivers 2. I remember I really didn't like the PS5 version of that game. It kept coding, erroring out and stuff like that. So I brought it back to Best Buy. I showed them on the app, look, it says open box return available, and the manager was like, okay, we gotta change the wording on that, but we will let you return it. So I got my money back. I didn't have to sell the game back or whatever. So like these are things that you can do right now because you have physical games, on top of being able to share it with someone else, being able to put it on your shelf, being able to do whatever, right? Sell it. So all of that included. I don't remember what my original point was, but that is that. Callus says, what upsets me the most is all the idiots defending this decision. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there, and I've ran into them. I luckily I have not run into them recently because there hasn't been anything too. I mean, I didn't even comment about like the Netflix thing online because I kind of was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's going to be available in 6 hours. I'm not like super upset, even though it's like still annoying. So I haven't interacted with the defenders in quite some time. Not since Grand Theft Auto 6 was originally revealed to be just a digital item. But I will still say, until that Netflix exclusive gameplay comes out, there should be 0 pre-orders for this game. Because no matter how good of a studio Rockstar has been, no matter how good their games have been in the past, no matter what, I just feel like pre-ordering a game before you actually see gameplay, before you actually see what the game looks like, just rubs me the wrong way, and it just makes me think that they could literally just like take that money that you pre-ordered and just keep it and be like, oh, you pre-ordered the game, it is coming. You can't cancel that pre-order. They could literally do anything they want right now with Grand Theft Auto 6. They could release it in the worst state possible and go, well, we got the money, and then fix it incrementally, and then eventually it has a turnaround like No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk. And I know I'm just like talking in what ifs at this point, right? What if Grand Theft Auto 6 sucks when it comes out? What if it's a broken piece of shit? But the more weeks that pass, the more days that pass that this game does not go gold, the more worried I get. And maybe in September it'll go gold, and November comes around and it'll be fine. Maybe in October it'll go gold, and I'll still be a little nervous, but at least I'll have some time. But if this game goes gold anywhere in November, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful, because if it goes gold in November, it's going to be a glitch fest. It's going to be a glitch fest. So I will reiterate once again, going gold means that the game is playable from start to finish. You can have a full playthrough of the game. Now, some people might argue, oh, well, you just can't play through the game all the way yet because it's too long. People have gotten to the end, but it's not like a full playthrough. They've had to start in the middle because it's just such a long game. There's so much in it. Dude, you can take Rockstar's cock out of your mouth anytime you want. Straw man that I made up in my head. But at the same time, like, that could be a possibility. But once again, that gone gold message needs to be coming soon for me to not be worried about this game. And we'll see what the gameplay looks like. I mean, a lot of people will take this gameplay, this gameplay that's going to be curated, very heavily curated. It's probably going to be a pretty early part of the game that they have probably nailed down. Probably the first chapter in the game. That's probably gone gold years ago at this point, right? That'll be what it is. Whether there's endless crashing, glitching, frame rate issues, they'll be able to solve that stuff for this like gameplay showcase, right? I feel like the gameplay is going the gameplay. It's good to see. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be an honest representation of what the game is going to be when it comes out. We've seen that with multiple other games in the past. Another thing to be wary about: if Grand Theft Auto does not have any press release copies or press review copies not being given out to various websites and stuff like that, game journalists, then also like that's a pretty big red flag, right? On top, right now, the three main red flags: no gameplay so far, which I know they're rectifying, but it's still a red flag right now. No gone gold message, and also right now, who knows if they're going to be putting out press release copies, right? Those are three big glaring red flags for me, and they can fix all three of those pretty easily. I mean, not easily, but they can fix all three of those before the game comes out. I've gone on another tangent here, which I was meaning to move on, but I've gone on another tangent because this topic is just so hot, folks. This topic is just too hot. It just really makes me want to sing like a canary in a coal mine. But that's all I gotta say about this. Circling back around, the CEO had a dumb take, and he's in the interest of saving money. Not printing physical discs is gonna save him money, and he's gonna make more money in the long run. And no matter how well Grand Theft Auto 6 does, they're still going to fire probably about 100 to 500 people from their studio. I mean, well, 500 probably a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do a round of layoffs as soon as Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, just to save a little bit extra money. Like, congratulations on being the best-selling game of all time. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Speaking of layoffs, Supermassive Games recently had to let a bunch of people go from the company. About 75 people were affected by this. If you don't know, Supermassive Games started off with Until Dawn. Then they started to do the Dark Pictures games, and they've also, I believe, they also did the latest Little Nightmares game, if I'm not mistaken. The nice thing about Supermassive Games and a lot of these companies is they are being transparent. They put out a message and whatnot. Now, I know that a lot of the games they put out recently, and they kind of listed them here: Casting of Frank Stone, Little Nightmares 3, and Directive 8020. I know they haven't been multi-million-dollar games. I think Little Nightmares performed pretty well, but I do know that the Casting of Frank Stone and Directive 8020 did not sell incredibly well. They also didn't do too good in the scorings. Directive 8020, I think it was in the 70s. But at the same time, I do appreciate them at least being transparent about it. And look, not all layoffs are going to be like giant layoffs. Not all layoffs are going to be like what Xbox did, right? Just like completely bleeding their companies dry. A lot of these, much like the indie studios or the now new formed indie studios like Double Fine and stuff like that, this is to make the business stay afloat, letting people go, and it's something that so like layoffs aren't a good thing, obviously, but also at the same time, would you rather them lay off like a couple 70 people, or would you rather the entire studio just drown because it's trying to keep all its talent on staff? And I would say a similar thing for Double Fine and stuff like that. Back when they did that, it's like, yeah, I get it. You got to let people go because now you are under new management or whatever. And for Supermassive Games, though, I think it's more so a fact of like, hey, we have not been performing too well, and we need to let people go. They still make high quality games. The Dark Pictures Anthology is a very visually stunning group of games, like series. Did they make the Quarry? I think they might have made the Quarry. I don't know. Casting of Frank Stone, though, like once again, a visually interesting game, but it did not get received well. Little Nightmare 3, I believe Little Nightmare 3 was a bit mixed as well. And then this Directive game, like I said, I think it got here it is, a Metacritic score of 72. That's not good, and that's not going to make people. I mean, okay. I say it's not good, but that's like a pretty average score for a game like that. Still visually stunning. but you're not going to sell it like hotcakes doing a 70 on Metacritic. So anyway, here's their statement from X or Twitter. They said, "We have made the difficult decision to begin a redundancy consultation process, which we anticipate will result in the loss of up to 75 of our colleagues. This is a necessary step to help ensure the sustainability of the company. We know this will be an incredibly difficult time for everyone, and our priority throughout the process will be to provide support to all those impacted." Nice statement, a little short in my opinion, but nice statement. Once again, not every layoff is going to be on the same level as the Xbox layoffs or whatever, right? Some layoffs have justification to them, like Double Fine and Supermassive Games here. I'm not pissed off about this, but I am like, okay, this is not a good thing still. I mean, that just means that Supermassive Games is struggling right now to pay their workers, which is not a good thing. So is it okay to be disappointed by this? Yes, of course, but I don't really criticize them because they are, once again, an independent studio who is putting out games, or a AA studio really, putting out games. Corners will need to be cut here and there. But once again, it's not that I'm supporting this, it's just I understand this one over a multi-million-dollar company laying off people. But I've already had those conversations in the past. Let's move on. Okay. Let me do the thing. Okay, so if you do not want spoilers for the Switch 2 version, the Switch 2 Legend of Zelda console, okay, click away now. Do not look. Move to the next chapter. Click ahead like 10 minutes or something, right? Okay? I'm giving you fair warning because if you don't want to see this stuff, don't look. Don't look and don't listen. 3, 2, 1. All right, Legend of Zelda is getting a limited edition Switch 2. Things have leaked online. So, this could be fake, but it looks pretty real to me. I would not be reporting on this if it looks super fake, okay? Coming from someone named Daniel Reen on Blue Sky, posted images of what seems to be packaging for Switch 2, Legend of Zelda Switch 2 controllers and Switch dock essentially. So it looks like everything can be sold separately. The dock, the Joy-Cons, and the Pro controller. But let's take a look here. So the Legend of Zelda Switch 2 box here. It has the Triforce of Courage in gold. Half of it is like this diamond, not diamond, but triangle pattern in different shades of gold, and the other half is black. The controllers themselves are, of course, the Switch 2 brand, Switch 2 controller, but they're a bit green. They're like that Hyrule green. One of them has Hyrule green, and the other one is black with the kind of like the Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom gold etching on it, which I think does look pretty slick. I mean, this is not my favorite. I mean, look, I don't think any of the Switch variants were all that fun either, like minus maybe the Animal Crossing one. So I've never really been a fan of like the Switch variants in general, and most of the time it's not the console itself that's even a variant, right? It's the controllers or the dock or whatever. So I mean, I don't think we have a picture of the back of the box or back of the console, so there could be like a design on the back, much like there was with the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition console, but I digress. The Pro controller is kind of the same as the dock, where it has the Triforce of I guess this like symbol here, Triforce with the halo around it, and then half the controller is gold triangles and the other half is black, and then half the controller, one of the grips is green and the other grip is black, and this is for Zelda's 40th anniversary. Once again, this could be fake. It very much could be fake. The problem that I'm having, though, is that this looks pretty legit to me. This is definitely not AI. It could be someone, designing this in Photoshop or whatever, and then boom, bada bing, they print it onto some cardboard or whatever. Could be. Now, the main thing here, though, is that if this was real, I feel like Nintendo would have already took it down. Nintendo was pretty quick with that stuff. This was posted yesterday at 11 a.m. So even though I feel like this could be real, the only problem is that Nintendo has not taken it down yet. And because of that, it just feels like it could be a fake mock-up at the end of the day. But if it's not, I mean, it's a pretty cool design. But but at the end of the day, too, it's like it still could be just a fake box. I feel like if it was real, Nintendo would have taken this down toot sweet. Let me see if anyone has like updated and been like, no, they've proven that that's fake. Official confirmation. Double checks bank account. No, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, people are just People are waiting for a real picture from Nintendo, and which I mean I would suggest doing too. I would suggest doing that too, because you never know with these types of things. It looks pretty legit, but I'm not a detective. I'm not a sheep detective. I can't tell you if it's actually real or not, but I can tell you that if it is real, I mean it's kind of a cool thing. Maybe not as cool as like the Wii U edition of not Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening, the controller for that. I don't know. Actually, I mean, it probably is cooler than that. I don't know. I don't know how do people in the Zelda community feel about it. I don't know. I don't know how people in the Zelda community feel about anything related to the console variants. I feel like most people don't like the console variants. I don't think people really like the Tears of the Kingdom one. I don't think people really like the Wii U variant. I don't think people really enjoyed the Switch Lite variants for Zelda. But yeah, I'm sure we will see in the near future. I mean, we could probably see this at the next State of Play. We might even see it just in a random post from Nintendo in the near future. But let's move on. All right, coming soon, we have Marvel's Wolverine. We got a look at the limited edition special console covers and Pro Controller for Wolverine. And I will say, out of all of the various covers for the PlayStation, this is one of the coolest. This is one of the coolest. The problem is that if you own a PS5 original console, you get screwed, because this is only going to be available for the Slim and Pro version of the console, which sucks so much. Yeah, so in order to get the coolest covers that they have released for the PlayStation 5, you must get a Slim or Pro edition of the console. And even then, if you have the Pro edition with a disc drive, it doesn't look as cool. It is so disappointing that they did not include the original PS5 model with this. I am woefully disappointed, because this is actually a cover variant that I would have bought. I would have bought this. You can see into the fucking PlayStation because of the claw marks. There's like a shielding there, but you can see into the PlayStation. That is cool. But no. I was an early adopter. I got it within the first year. I get fucked. The guy who was there pretty close to day one. The people who were there early to support your console, to support your company, we get fucking screwed. No, this is only for the elites. These covers are only for the elites of the gaming universe. If you want to buy these covers for your console, you got to pay out the $600 to fucking $800 for the Pro and Slim version of the PS5. On top of that, these covers are probably what, $40 each, plus $100 for the controller. Like, you're looking at a pretty fucking large sum of money. Just a large sum of money just to have the option to buy these covers for your console. This pisses me off. This pisses me off because I have been waiting for cool covers for my fucking original PS5 with a disc drive forever. I am one of those people who is like, I will gladly buy covers for my PlayStation if they fucking look cool. I'm not going to go on Amazon and buy some rinky-dink third-party covers, okay? I want official first-party covers for my PlayStation 5. And maybe in the future they'll release a set for the original PS5, but it does not look like it. Why would they not show it off here. It's because they only care about the people who shelled out the most money for their consoles. The 1% of the gaming industry who is like, yes, I'm going to get a PS5 Pro at the price of $800 fucking dollars. I'm going to get a PS5 Slim for the cost of a car payment. Like, look, it's just such a cool cover. Okay, it is a cool ass cover. I would definitely buy this cover. But why the fuck are you not giving it to the people who originally bought your PlayStation console? The people who were there early on. Why are you not giving us the option for this really fucking cool cover? It doesn't make any sense. Is it going to cost too much money? That doesn't make any sense either. You're already selling these covers for way past what they should be priced at. $40 to $50 for some fucking plastic on the side of your console. That's already too much money. It's always been too much money. But this is just so disappointing because how many people are excited for Wolverine? Raise your hands. Everyone raises their hands because guess what? This is going to be a big game. It's going to be a huge game. We have not gotten a Wolverine game in so long. This game is looking good. They've showed actual gameplay. Unlike GTA 6, they've shown actual gameplay of this game. We have a firm release date. The game has gone gold. The game is going to be on disc. There's so many factors that are positive about this game. The covers are cool. The PlayStation Pro controller are cool. 2 more things added on there. But another negative. Oh my gosh. Another negative for PlayStation. We're not releasing covers for our original systems. Why not? You still have a large player base playing on the original PS5 consoles. Why are you not giving them the option for a Wolverine-specific limited edition cover? Why are you fucking me in the ass? At least buy me dinner first. It's hard to talk positively about this when I know that I will not be able to purchase this unless I go out of my way to buy a PlayStation 5 console. Let's go on to Best Buy's website and see how much a PlayStation Pro costs. I think that's a pretty good thing to do. Okay, cool. How about we just Google Best Buy, because apparently I don't know their website. bestbuy.com. PlayStation 5. Oh my god. So the PlayStation 5 Slim digital console is $600. Very cool. Very cool. The 1 terabyte version is $650. The PS5 Pro is $827. I need to pay $827 to get a Pro version of this console on top of how much money it's going to cost to buy the covers for it, on top of the cost of buying a controller. That's just egregious. Refurbished PS5 console. Refurbished PS5 console is $530. It's just, you can't make this shit up. I mean, look at this one. This is the I guess this is a limited edition cover, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, holy shit. What I mean, what's this? PlayStation 5 Pro console for $1,149. What the fuck is this? Is this like a terabyte, a two terabyte version, something like that? Like, why is this one? It's only got 2,000 gigabytes on it. It's 2 terabyte. It's 2 terabyte. That's a lot of fucking money. $1,150 for a PS5 Pro 2 terabytes. That's insane. So yeah, I mean, I have to be within the 1% of the gaming community that owns the fucking PS5 Pro or Slim. And then I have to pay the extra $50 for covers, and then I have to pay $100 for controller, in order for me to get this really cool cover that they have for Wolverine. I mean, it's disappointing. Plus, who the fuck wants this version? Who the fuck wants this? This looks bad. The white does not look good. The yellow and black, that's good. This, who is buying that? And here's the white and black controller. This does not look good. Is it still a little bit cool? Sure, but this does not look good. No one can tell me that this version is worse than the white version. Like, this is just, I mean, look at it. It's like pressing the black and white filter on your fucking your phone. Instagram photos. It just does not look good. The white and black version does not look good. The yellow and black, though, this looks good. I would definitely buy this one. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, why are we taking away the option for the original PS5 owners? It's a lot of money. Plus the game. Don't forget the game. You have the game cost, the PSN. Yeah. So let me read something. So Greedy Waffle says PlayStation downfall we studied for years because they want you to spend the $900 for the newer system, plus the cover, plus the game cost, plus PlayStation Network, literally be over $100K. Yes, and if you want the 2 terabyte console, if you want to be able to put Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto, and Call of Duty on your console at the same time, you need a 2 terabyte console as well. I felt like I was so lucky when I bought my PlayStation 5. It was like $500. I bought the 2 terabyte expansion that was being sold for like, I feel like it was like $120 at the time. I still have the receipt on Best Buy's website. I could technically look it up, but I feel like I mean back then we didn't know how good we had it, right? And now you're buying consoles for $850 just to get some extra some limited edition covers, which is really fucking annoying. So here's the pricing for. The DualSense wireless controller is $85, like it's been for a while now. The covers themselves. Is this? Hold on, I'm legitimately shocked right now. Can you see that? PlayStation 5 console colors, Battle Yellow Limited Edition. $75? $75 for some plastic for your console? Is this a joke? It's almost the same price as a controller. The Pro version is the same cost, $75. $75 there, Pro. So I don't understand this. So PlayStation 5 console color covers are almost $80. PlayStation 5 Pro covers are $80. And then they have another one. Oh, this one's the ad. Okay, so the white, the aditanium. Okay, I see now. So yeah, I mean, $75 plus tax. So it's closer to $80. We're gonna round up here because of tax. $80 for limited edition covers. Are they cool covers? Yes. They are cool covers. Is it a cool controller? Yes, it's a cool controller. We love the controller. But how the fuck are you about to sell me fucking plastic that snaps onto the side of my console for almost $80? How are you telling me that this is worth the price of admission here? It's not. I go back to the notion of the 1% now. Gaming is for the 1%. You must own a $600 to $800, $900 console. Plus, you must have the extra cash to buy an $80 controller. Plus, you have to have the extra cash to buy a $70 game. Plus, you need the extra cash to buy a $75+ console cover. Just covers for your fucking console. Gaming is for the 1% now, folks. PlayStation in general is for the 1%. This proves it right here. I cannot believe that they are selling this fucking shit for this amount of money. Are they cool covers? Yes. $75 though? $75 for a color swap, some translucent covering, and fucking Wolverine orgasming on the cover. I mean, the controller is cool. Like, the controller is the same price as every other special limited edition controller that they've ever put out. Marathon controller, Concord controller, Last of Us, God of War, etc., etc. These have all been the same price. Why are these console covers so much money? Why are they so much money? And I need to look at other PS5 console covers. I mean, if these are the same price, here's the Ghost of it's 80 now. Oh my god, $89.99 goes to Yotei, PlayStation 5 compatible covers and faceplates. Gran Turismo 7, $70. So you're saving those $80. Gran Turismo 7, PlayStation 5 Slim Disc Edition cover. This is insane. How did I not know about this? God of War PlayStation 5 compatible console plate covers, $90. Diablo 2. I mean, these are probably also not PlayStation official covers, right? At least not Diablo 2 one. But Spider-Man, $90. How did I not know about this? Maybe I did know and I just forgot. Because I feel like when these came out, they were like $50. And that's not even an original PlayStation one. Best Buy is gonna be slow because I'm streaming. I mean, why? I mean, are these really that expensive? Are covers really that expensive to make? Here's these like purple ones, $80, $70. I mean, this is absolutely insane. I don't. Oops. I don't understand. Off-brand ones, $30. Frickin' Morty at $20. So the off-brand ones are about the. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This was the price that they originally were for the original PS5 disc edition, $50. $50, a little bit expensive, but for something that is a special edition type thing, I think that it's like okay. But yes, why is there such an up price? Why is the price increased by so much? Because is it because there's actually 4 pieces? It's top, bottom, top, bottom. That doesn't. I mean, technically, you're saving plastic because you have a bit missing, a chunk missing from your covers. This is insane. This is actually insane. I mean, this is more so like what I thought it would be, about $40. Obviously, these off-brand ones are not going to be the same, but fuck me, what a journey we have been on. What a journey. What a fucking journey. Will I buy this controller? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I've been using my Spider-Man 2 one for a long time now. And it's just, whatever. Console is garish as fuck. Kind of appropriate given the character, but that doesn't mean it's something that I would want in my setup. Thank you. Room with a moose. We need a non-physical we need non-physical covers controllers. I don't see anyone complaining about this, which is kind of wild. I guess this has just been the pricing for a while, and I just never realized because I've never thought about buying covers. So yeah, just wild in my opinion. I mean, the pricing for this is just wild. I will reiterate, gaming is now for the 1%. For the people with so much disposable income that they can just shell out $80 for a cover. They can shell out $850+ for a console. $1,000 for a console. They can just do that. Gaming is for the 1%. It's not for me anymore, guys. I have been priced out of gaming. And I know a lot of people online would be like, "Oh, broke ass bitch alert." Well, I'm sorry that I actually want to have money to, spend on other things. I'm sorry that I have a mortgage to pay and I have electric bills and I have insurance to pay. I'm sorry that I have things that I need to pay for. Okay? I'm sorry that I don't have the extra disposable income to drop $1,000 on a Steam machine, $1,000 on a PS5 Pro, $1,000 plus for whatever the PS6 is going to be, $80 for a controller, $80 for fucking plastic consoles for a console system. Like, I'm sorry that I have my fucking priorities in a bit of a different order. I should just go jump off a building, shouldn't I? Because I can't pay for the overpriced fucking console covers and the overpriced fucking PlayStation Pro and Slim variants. This is fucking disgusting. It makes me fucking sick. It makes me fucking sick. And just like this whole journey that we've been on today makes me even more fucking worried about the next generation of consoles, because God forbid that the fucking Steam machine sets a precedent for $1,000 console that's not even as powerful as a fucking baseline PS5, by the way. Can we move on to something like fun? Phantom Blade Zero is something nice. Phantom Blade Zero. I'm happy about this. The game is now live with pre-orders. You can pay $60 for the base edition, or I think it's like $80 for a deluxe edition of some sort. Okay, so we got this pre-order trailer. It was pretty nice. It had some gameplay to it, where he's like riding this horse. I feel like this is probably going to be like an opening sequence where you're getting to the area that you're going to explore. And then you have like this little boss fight on the cart. I think it looks very slick. It looks very cool, as it has for a while. We've had multiple gameplay showcases for Phantom Blade Zero. We're going to be getting a big showcase at a State of Play coming soon. But in my opinion, if you want to pre-order Phantom Blade Zero, I have no issue with that, because we've seen tons of gameplay. We've seen the vibe of the game. We've seen it in action. We haven't just seen cutscenes and stuff like that. We've actually seen gameplay. We've seen almost an entirety of a boss fight at this point, right? So like if you want to check out this trailer, it's on PlayStation YouTube channel. They also announced that Phantom Blade Zero is going to be a console exclusive for PlayStation, which is pretty crazy. 2, they've also announced that the game is going to be a digital only game, which is kind of disappointing in my opinion. So yeah, there's going to be a State of Play showcase for Phantom Blade Zero the morning of the 17th of August. And it could go into the 18th of August, depending on your time zone. The showcase is going to be featuring 20 minutes of gameplay, plus a brand new 11-minute trailer, I guess maybe after the gameplay. In a blog post on PlayStation Blog, they said, today's new extended trailer isn't enough to cover our intricate gameplay system, dynamic combat, and dark wuxia land we call the Phantom World. That's why our upcoming State of Play takes a much closer look at what you can expect from Phantom Blade Zero. So in North America here, if you're in the Pacific time zone, it's going to be at 7 p.m. It's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern time, which is pretty crazy. 3 a.m. British time. That's why the article says early in the morning. Europe, 4 a.m. Asian time, 11 a.m., which makes sense because this is definitely more of like it's an Asian game. It's a Japanese market kind of game, right? I understand why it's in there. So yeah, I'll definitely try and check this out. I'm probably gonna be at work at the time, but I'll definitely try and check this out when it comes out. The release date for the game is October 29th, which is pretty cool. Not too far away, going almost toe to toe with Grand Theft Auto 6. I think that it's actually a pretty good release date for this game. Now, Grand Theft Auto and this game are two very different games. The only thing that I worry about is if The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is released in November. That could impact the sales of this game quite a lot. But it did move them away from like that Onimusha Control Resident area, which is like sword games essentially. You want to make sure your game sticks out and stands out. You don't want to release too close to another game that's a similar style. Now, I think that Phantom Blade Zero has a lot of style to it. I think this combat system looks very, very good. I'm very excited to see more about the combat system. I don't really need anything else to be sold about this game, honestly. But the fact of the matter is that we still haven't seen the entirety of what this game has to offer in terms of the combat system, different weapons, the world to explore, stuff like that. The bosses themselves look really cool. It looks like there's a more immersive kind of style to the game too. All around, this game is looking very good, and I have high hopes for this. I've been playing that Beast of Reincarnation game, haven't been loving it, which is why I'm not really going to talk about it today, because I would rather just not talk about it and shit on it for like 30 minutes, because I really don't feel like doing that, because I just don't want to. But this is one of those games that I'm very excited for. We've seen lots of gameplay. We've got it. We got the vibe here. Very excited. I will probably be pre-ordering this one closer to the date that it launches, just so I can preload it. But I'm not too big on pre-ordering digital games. You can do it if you want to. Like, of course, it's your own prerogative, much like with Grand Theft Auto. But for me personally, I would rather be a little bit closer to the release date when a preload scenario is in effect. So yeah, if you want to check out the new gameplay trailer that's going to be at a state of play, that is coming on Monday. And if you're not excited for this, then you're probably just not a fan of these types of games. For me, it looks like a combination between like a Devil May Cry and a Souls-like game, right? Like a Sekiro, right? Seems like that's kind of the vibe they're going for, which I don't mind at all. They did that with Stellar Blade. I thought Stellar Blade's combat system was fun. So we'll see what happens with this. Maz, commenting on the last segment that we were doing, he said, I don't buy PlayStation because they've been headed in this direction for a while. And then we have another person who commented on YouTube. Karibat Mimi, hope you're doing well. You kind of look like Sen Trope. I have no clue what that means. I'll take it as a compliment. I have no clue what that fucking means. If that's a negative thing, that's not very nice. Nice comments go a lot farther than mean comments, by the way. But I hope you're having a great day. All right, let's move on to what's here. What's coming soon? Yeah, I mean, you know, a little bit of kindness is free. That's all I gotta say about that. You know, if you're coming in here with negative comments or like a negative sounding comment, I just want to say once again, daily reminder: kindness is free. Kindness is free, and it can make someone's day better just by leaving a nice comment or not saying anything at all. Is also valid. It's also very valid. People don't need to hear the negative things, right? If I wanted to hear negative things, I would post stuff on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit disappointing to see that in a chat, in a YouTube chat, not specifically YouTube, but just in a chat message, because it's like, what's the point? What's the point of leaving that message in my YouTube chat? Like, what's the point of that? Just to get me off my game? Just to make fun of me? Great job, great. I'm sure you kill at parties. Ghost of Yotei Complete Edition has been announced. This includes a new expansion and new game mode, right? Is that what it said? Let me reread that. New expansion and game mode. There we go. So you know me. I wasn't like super crazy about Ghost of Yotei. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't like it as much as Ghost of Tsushima and its Iki Island DLC. But it was still fun. I think the multiple weapons was a cool system. I liked the story, even though it was a bit like, okay, it's like a basic revenge story essentially. And, you know, but yeah, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was also a bit of like a basic like revenge story as well. But you know, it was just one of those things where it's like I didn't connect with it as much as I connected with Ghost of Tsushima, but it was still a great game. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, game sucked. So there was a little trailer for the announcement here. Just kind of going over the new stuff that's coming to the game. So let's read this blog post here. Split between the present day and flashbacks to Atsu's time on the mainland, you'll meet Nagato, a figure from Atsu's past who has arrived in Ezo. In the present, you'll explore a previously unseen valley once inhabited by the Snake and his gang of loyal followers, the Vipers. In the past, you'll experience Atsu's time in the Battle of Sekigahara and the key moment in her life before she returned home for her quest for vengeance. You'll meet new enemies and find new heavy weapons, new armor sets, new dyes, and more. Looks like there'll be more bounties. The complete edition will throw in the online co-op Legends mode with all the digital goodies from the original game's digital deluxe edition, which is nice. Additional cosmetics for New Game Plus, Watanabe mode, photo mode, and new trophies, of course. The complete edition of the game costs. How much does the just regular complete edition of the game cost? Probably costs about $80, I would say. Probably. This is coming October 1st, by the way. I can't find a price for it right now. Maybe they haven't announced the full price. But anyway, you can upgrade to the complete edition for $15 if you already own the game. So that tells me it's probably about an $80 price tag there. Yeah, I mean, you know, pretty cool, pretty nice. If you've been waiting to buy this game, you know, the complete edition is a nice thing to do. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima's complete edition was nice. The Director's Cut edition was really good. That's what they called it, Director's Cut edition for PS5. That was really good. I'm glad that I got that. And Ghost of Yotei, I mean, you know, it's a good game. I think it's definitely worth playing if you own a PS5. But yeah, that comes October 1st. Thank you, Slasher. Appreciate that. I guess this is kind of a coming soon thing. Okay, Xbox has unveiled some new controllers for the upcoming Gears of War E-Day game. Still have that volume up. I think so. In terms of like special edition controllers, first thing, if you haven't watched the reveal trailer, it's a pretty cool reveal trailer. One of the controllers looks cooler than the other one, I will say. And I will of course pause on that, or well, I don't know. This actually looks pretty. I think this is the cooler looking controller. You have a translucent D-pad. You have this like cracked exterior on it. I think it is a bit weird that you don't have the the letters and markings on the buttons. But yeah, you have like this like I don't know. It almost looks transparent red hue here that looks that shows you the Gears of War logo. And one of the joysticks is red, one of them is black to match the outside. I mean, honestly, like this is how you do a special edition controller. Like this is kind of sexual. I could see myself holding that controller. The other controller is I'm guessing this is going to be the more cost friendly one because it is pretty much just a wrap. It does have some special coloring on it, like the D-pad's red. But it is like, I mean, okay, I will be honest right now. I'm getting like AI vibes from this. I'm not going to lie. I know it's probably not AI, but that's the kind of vibe it's kind of throwing off right now. I apologize if you designed this. But, it has like the Lancers in the cross section here with some skulls. I'm guessing they're supposed to be locust skulls. I'm not sure. But yeah, the other one just doesn't, I mean, this controller just doesn't look as good as the other one. Let's see the pricing though. So the Xbox limited edition controller is about £85, which is probably what, $90? Yep, $90 there. And then the other controller is the same price. Ooh. Yeah. So the other controller that is not as involved is the same price. I feel like if you're gonna get one of these controllers, get this one. This one looks fucking badass. So here is the description for the badass controller. Drawing from the E-holes that scar the world of Gears of War E-Day, the controller features 3D molded laser-etched details of cracked asphalt with red glowing cracks created by the power of an erupting E-hole. Please stop saying that. Exposing the iconic Crimson Omen beneath the surface, blacked out A, B, X, Y buttons are punctuated by a transparent red X button, while matching red triggers and a transparent D-pad reflect the destruction left in the wake of Emergence Day. A dark silver metallic cog tag on the battery door signifies never fight alone. Squad up, textured grips round out the design, built for fans ready to carry a piece of Sarah into every battle. So yeah, this is one that I would totally buy that. I'm not going to buy it, but that this is one that's like, boom, baby. That's good. I'm going to read the description for the other one. Beginning September 30th, fans can create their own Gears of War E-Day limited edition Xbox wireless controller with Xbox Design Lab, featuring exclusive artwork from renowned heavy metal illustrator Luke Pierce. I'm sorry, Luke Pierce. This looks like AI. The centerpiece for the design is a custom top case featuring a skull perched atop cross lancers, surrounded by more skulls and battle-worn details inspired by the brutal conflict between the Cog and the Locust Horde. Fans can make it their own with upgrades such as metallic triggers and D-pads, rubberized side and back grips, and a personalized engraving, creating a controller that reflects their connection to the world, characters, and legacy of Gears of War. Yeah, I'm just not into this. Like I said, there's something. I mean, look, renowned metal artist. I respect that. It just doesn't look right to me. There's also a new 8-bit do ultimate charging dock for Xbox controllers, which is based around Gears of War E-Day's color scheme. And it has the crack on there too. That's going to be $40 for that. Not sure you really need this, but it is a cool little thing. It is a cool little thing. Why is this person saying $1,000? No, $100. I didn't see $100. Yeah, this one just says this one says 90. Maybe they're including the. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're getting 115. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, it says 89.99. I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. This is technically not coming soon. It's actually already out, but at the time of compiling these news articles, it was coming soon. All right. So Lord of the Rings War in the North has returned. And this is a game that Greedy Waffles and I played back in the day. And actually, I think I played it on stream once. But this is a new Legacy Edition for the game. I think there's like slight improvements to it, including like HD, like an update for the visual style and stuff like that. This is a third-person hack-and-slash game, co-op friendly game where you have one of three characters to use. There's like a mage, there's a dwarf, and there's a ranger. And you team up with various characters from the Lord of the Rings. This follows a different storyline from like the normal Lord of the Rings. I think it's a companion piece almost where you're fighting you're fighting in the north. It's the name of the game. You're fighting in the north, much like the Third Age. You kind of follow the events of the real story. This one is like a side piece. It's something different. But this is available right now for $20 on all storefronts: PC, PlayStation, Xbox. And I believe it's on Switch, but it might not be on Switch. Don't quote me on that. There is a 10% discount right now if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, if you so desire. I think that this is a really cool thing to bring back, and they've already announced that there is going to be more Lord of the Rings games coming back. Now, whether that's Conquest, whether that's Battle for Middle-earth, whether that's the Third Age, whether it's the movie tie-in games like Two Towers or Return of the King, I don't know. But I will say that any Lord of the Rings game coming back is a good thing because all these games are pretty good. War in the North, like out of all of the Lord of the Rings games that need to be re-released, War in the North honestly is probably the worst out of all of them, and that's like, take that with a grain of salt. It's not actually like bad. It's just like out of all the Lord of the Rings games that we got back in the PS3 era and then beforehand, this was the one that was like, least needed a re-release, right? Because it's not like the best, right? It's good, it's fun, but it's not the best. But I'm looking for Return of the King. I'm looking for Two Towers, maybe like a Return of the King Two Towers combo pack. I think that would be pretty cool. The Third Age, that would be awesome to bring back. I love the Third Age. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And of course, Lord of the Rings Conquest would be awesome. Now, I think there's a problem with trying to bring back Conquest because technically that is owned by EA. EA developed that game, they released that game, they published that game. So I don't think that Aspyr will be able to get the rights for that. But for something like Return of the King, Two Towers, Third Age, we could possibly see them getting the rights to those games. Which, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure those games were released by EA as well. So there could be a problem with those too. Same thing with Battle for Middle-earth. Either way, I hope they can bring those games back. That's all I'm saying. I hope they can bring those games back because that would be really cool. This is a nice first step, though. The funny thing is we're getting a lot of these PS3 era games that are getting re-releases. We just had Black Ops 1 and 2. We got a remaster of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and now we got War in the North right now. So it seems like that era of gaming is getting a bit of a renaissance with some re-releases, which is fine. I don't understand why more companies don't re-release stuff like this, right? Because it's like you have the game files, you have the IP or whatever, you have everything you need to release the game, right? Just pay the re-up to get the license for like a year, put it out in the store, let people buy it, play it. And then, once the license expires, then take it off the store, but at least people will be able to buy it again and play it again. Anyway, Callus says that it is indeed on Switch. Very nice. Return of the King, only for you, baby. Apparently the servers for War in the North are still down. We'll see if those get back up soon. Hopefully they do. Also, coming soon here in the same vein of things, we have the Elden Ring for Switch 2. We got a story trailer for that. I actually don't know why I included this because it's Elden Ring. If you haven't played Elden Ring yet, you're one of few. But for the people who have played Elden Ring, you don't really need to watch this trailer. But it is nice to get some new stuff coming from Elden Ring here. Of course, you get a pre-order bonus if you pre-order the game. For the Tarnished Edition. This is coming August 28th, which also means that the new stuff coming to the Switch 2 Edition will be released on the 28th as well. If you pre-order the game, you get 2 bonus gestures. You also get a new torrent skins and new armor for the game. And this does include the Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion. The only thing that's kind of that kind of sucks is this is a game key card. I was hoping they were going to put this on an actual physical cartridge because I feel like with both these games combined, I guess it is a pretty big file size. But if they could at least put the original Elden Ring on a cart, I think that'd be kind of cool. But also, there's other things that I've learned about with these cartridges where it's like, having a game key card is better because the games load faster being digital and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of different factors here. Honestly, once again, I don't know why I put this in the news in the section here because we already know the story of Elden Ring. Game of the Year winner 2024 for the Game Awards. But yeah, that's coming August 28th. If you want to check that out, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who buy this game on Switch too, and I hope they have a fun time with it. Also coming soon, Bubsy 4D free update called the Black Hole Update. Let's freaking go. This is adding 15 additional levels.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yes, exactly. 15 additional levels, 4 new outfits, a leaderboard, new dialogue, and a special reward for 100% completion of the game, all for free. The update is coming out. If it's not already out, it's coming soon. There's also a pretty big patch coming out for the game as well. Download now. Okay, so it is available right now. So if you want to check that out, it's available now. 15 brand new levels, blah, blah, blah. Lots of stuff just kind of like fixed for the game as well. Some UI updates, a boss soft lock issue got resolved. Cool stuff like that. Personally, I enjoyed Bubsy 4D. I know Bubsy has always been a bit of a controversial guy in gaming. I feel like Bubsy 4D feels pretty good, plays pretty well. But people are gonna hate Bubsy for who he is, for what he is. All right, next. I'm going to very lightly brush on the THQ Nordic Showcase because I forgot to watch this. And I realized when I was setting up for today, I was like, oh shit, I didn't watch the digital showcase. But we can kind of go through the bullet points here. Reanimal is getting some DLC called The Prisoner. This is also available in the game's digital pass. The masterminds of horror games are back. Yeah, you suck yourselves off a little bit more there. Tarsier Studios have launched a new chapter in the dread-filled co-op horror adventure Reanimal today. Oh, okay, this was a shadow drop. The new DLC called The Prisoner features 2 brand new characters, the Soldier and the Prisoner, who must survive the war-ravaged streets of a once familiar place, stumbling blindly down a rabbit hole that will change their lives forever. Explore previously unseen areas in the world of Reanimal on foot and otherwise, and discover that while war can be hell, some things are worse. I was about to say something much worse, but I'm not going to say it now. Let's Sing 2027 and Let's Sing ABBA. I can get behind this. I feel like it's been a while since we had a Let's Sing game. And Let's Sing ABBA, that's pretty cool. I have an ABBA game. Maybe it's SingStar. That sounds right. I have SingStar ABBA on the PS3. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool that SingStar ABBA is coming around. There it is, SingStar ABBA. I mean, I like ABBA. I mean, I'm a metalhead full, through and through. But there's something about ABBA that like really tickles my brain. Right, Dancing Queen is still one of my favorite songs to sing. This is coming November 3rd. This one is coming November 3rd as well. They're both coming out the same day. Damn. There are 35 songs included on Let's Sing 2027, including "Where Is My Husband" by Raye. We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love by Ariana Grande, Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga featuring Bruno Mars, The Subway by Chappell Roan, Ordinary by Alex Warren, Lean On by Major Lazer featuring DJ Snake and Mo, Azazam by Ed Sheeran. I don't know any of these songs. I'm speaking a different language. ABBA. I mean, ABBA's. What did it say? There was like 35 songs on the ABBA game. Fuck. You also get the music videos in the background. That's nice. 7 game modes. Damn. Up to 8 players can sing at the same time. Damn. Well, I think we have a Game of the Year contender right here, folks. And that is not me speaking ill of ABBA. Let's read the press release. Maybe this will shed some light here. This November, THQ Nordic and Voxler invite players to celebrate music with 2 exciting karaoke releases. Let's Sing 2027, the newest entry in the beloved karaoke franchise, launches alongside the return of Let's Sing ABBA, initially released October 4th, 2022, bringing unforgettable sing-along experiences to players around the world. Both games will be launching November 3rd. Let's Sing 2027 arrives on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2, while Let's Sing ABBA will be making its debut on Nintendo Switch 2 and also return to Switch and PlayStation 5, featuring 32 legendary ABBA hits, including the additional song "I Have a Dream." Pretty cool. So yeah, a re-release. So they probably the the licensing ran out on that. We got a new trailer for The Eternal Life of Goldman. Still don't have a release date for this. I'm pretty annoyed by this game, honestly. Like, it looks good. I'm sure it'll be a good game. It's hand drawn. It's got a lovely art style. But oh my gosh, I mean, how long have I been waiting for this game? 2-3 years now. It is also coming to Xbox Game Pass if you want that. I'm not going to dive into the Eternal Life of Goldman. There is a demo available if you want to try that out. Disney Epic Mickey Brushed is coming to Switch 2 on October 6th. Pretty straightforward there. Sacred 2 Remaster is coming soon to Switch 1. That's interesting. Sacred 2 Remaster breathes new life in the beloved classic with smoother combat, a modern interface, full controller support, and enhanced visuals. Players can choose from 6 distinct heroes and carve their own path through a massive open world filled with quests, battles, and hidden treasures. The remaster packs in every expansion and update, whether you're returning to the battlefield or exploring Ankaria for the first time. It's the ultimate way to experience Sacred 2 Fallen Angel. Never heard of this game, but cool that they're bringing it back. Let me just check out some gameplay, I guess. Just get a vibe here. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like a classic. I see. Okay. I see. It's like a Warcraft type thing. Okay. Interesting. SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide is launching on Switch 1 on the 13th of October. I guess there was only a Switch 2 version of this, which is interesting. I reviewed that game last year. I thought it was pretty fun. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed is coming to Switch 2 on the 15th of September. Whatever there. Gothic 3 Classic is coming to Switch 2 November 24th and other platforms as well. So Gothic Classic is available now on all platforms. Gothic 2 Complete Classic is coming on the 29th of August on all platforms. And then Gothic 3 Classic is coming in on November 24th. Okay. So there you go. The trilogy is going to be for about $30. And that's that. Okay. Oh, wait, there was a new what was this? A board game? Gothic board game. A Shadow Quest. Oh, shit. I mean, I like physical things. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, just from the 2 seconds of, like, looking at that. Kind of reminds me of classic board game stuff. So cool. There you go. Was there like a one last thing that wasn't like on the Switch that I missed? Whoop. I love YouTube ads. Okay, so Wreckfest, Way of the Hunter 2. It looks like there was a couple things that weren't covered in this article because some of these things aren't coming to Switch 2. But we had pretty much everything here. Wreckfest, Way of the Hunter, The Guild, Panzer Elite. Okay, so there's a couple things we missed. The Guild. They started with Let's Sing. Okay, that's kind of bold, actually. Respect. All right, news. Aliens Fireteam Elite. Most recently was delisted on the original Switch 1. This version came out in 2023, and I believe it sold for about $40. And it was a cloud version of the game, so it wasn't like a physical edition or a digital version. It was a cloud version, meaning that you had to you essentially have to log into a server to play the game. And like, yeah, that saves you a bunch of money if you're a publisher, right? But for the people who bought the game, you're just screwed because they are not issuing refunds for this. But I believe they said that they're going to try and make a discount for the next game. Oh, Randy is laying on my office mat. He made a lot of noise there. they said they were gonna try and do a discount for people who already own this game. But once again, the Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 or whatever it's gonna be called, is not coming to Switch 1. So yeah. So in a post, they said, "Thank you for playing the game. We sincerely appreciate your support. The game will be accessible until August 5th, so it's already gone. After that, you will no longer be able to access the game. We apologize to our loyal customers for any inconvenience this may cause, and we appreciate your understanding. We hope you will continue to enjoy the other titles." So yeah, this is just a shitty situation because you don't get your money back for this. You don't. I mean, even though you bought it on the Switch eShop, you can't download it again. You can't play it because the server for the game is offline. They are taking the cloud version and making it offline. Unfortunately, you're just screwed here. And this is one of those scenarios where you should give the people their money back because you are making something inaccessible to them. There are plenty of other versions of this game that are still playable. Why the Switch 1 version is being taken down? Well, it's because it's a cloud version, and those cost money, as you know. Yeah, shitty situation all around. They should do better. Other news, real quick. Jeff Keighley has confirmed that the Game Awards will return. I was really afraid that it wasn't going to return on the 10th of December. And we already knew that the Game Awards was going to come around. We just didn't know what day exactly. But now it's been confirmed that it'll be premiering December 10th at the Peacock Theater in LA. Jeff Keighley sent out a post that said, "The countdown is officially on December 10th, live from Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, 4 months until the Game Awards. More details and tickets coming this fall." Once again, I will always say this, the Game Awards should be in January, and games released in December and all the way through November should count for the Game Awards. And I'm sure that Jeff Keighley will make a very special exception for Grand Theft Auto 6 because that's released on the 12th, which is right there at that cutoff. It really is. If they delay Grand Theft Auto like by a month, Jeff Keighley's going to be very disappointed because he won't be able to give them all the awards. But yeah, I mean, it'll be very interesting to see what they end with this year, because last year was a bit of a disaster with High Guard. Fuck, dude. If Jeff Keighley comes out on stage and he's like, "Welcome to High Guard 2," that might be the best moment in gaming history. Just saying. And then finally for today, here are the 10 PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium games coming in August here. You'll be able to download these sometime in August. August 18th, you'll be able to start playing these. So the extra tier, we have Helldivers 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Vampire Survivors, Hell Is Us, Uma Musume Pretty Derby Party Dash, 2 Point Museum, Metro Exodus, and Dying Light 2. Look, out of all the months that I've talked about extra games, this one has the most bangers on it. Helldivers 2, Kingdom Come 2, Vampire Survivors, 2 Point Museum, Metro Exodus, Dying Light 2, even though I'm not a huge fan of that one, still pretty cool. Hell Is Us, that's a pretty unique game. And then this Uma Muse Pretty Derby, like banger, 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 I want to bang those horse girls. PS Plus Premium August games. We have Onimusha, Dawn of Dreams, which was released on the PS2. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, originally released on PS1. I don't know what this one is. The Lost Empire. Oh, this is the Disney game. I own this. I own this physically. I have this game physically. Pretty cool. Probably with most Disney games, they're not going to have trophies associated with it, but I can see Onimusha having trophies. PS2 game. So yeah, if you want to play those will be available in August 18th. We already are in August, so kind of silly for me to say that. I have some unfinished business to do. I must know what a sen trope is. This has been bugging me for the entire fucking episode. What the fuck is a sen trope? Sen trope. What? I don't know. Like, I don't even know if this is if this is right. And this gentleman is looks like mixed race. I don't know if they know this. I'm not mixed. I don't think this is the right. I don't even the send trope. This guy has a goatee. I look nothing like this man. Also, like, I'm gonna say this right now. They meant this as a diss, right? This man is slain. Actually, I don't know his gender. I don't know his gender, his pronouns. I don't want to assume, but I will say they're slain. They're slain. I mean, come on, like this is a cool guy. I don't know who that person was who came into the chat, but if you're going around using this as an insult, it's not really an insult. This guy is living his best life and he's slain. I don't give a fuck. You know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm blocking this person. No, I'm not gonna block him. They probably haven't been around since they said that. Once again, folks, I just want to reiterate: kindness is free. If you have a negative thing to say, you can keep it to yourself. No one will be hurt. No one will be upset that you didn't say a mean comment. No one will be any the wiser and any the worse off. It is free. It is absolutely free to be nice. It is absolutely free to say nothing. But to go out of your way to send a negative comment to someone who is just minding their own business, doing their own thing, putting on a show, that says more about you as a person than it would ever say about me as a person, right? And on top of that, at least I have the fucking balls to put my face onto the internet. I put my face onto Threads, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. You're a coward. Fuck you. And that's going to do it for today, folks. So we did not have a question of the day, and we didn't have a topic of the day either, or a topic suggestion today either. But I appreciate everyone for coming around to the stream. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week if I don't hear from you. I have my band audition on Friday, so I will take any positive vibes I can for that. Yeah, once again, I hope you all enjoy the show. This episode will be uploaded on the weekend, so if you missed the section or whatever, or you want to go back and see a section, you can do that on Spotify, and it is available pretty much the day of on YouTube and Twitch afterwards. So if you want to check that out, go back and watch through, you can. Everything else is all at Yummy the Ferret. I may stream tomorrow. I am not sure. Most likely we'll stream this weekend, but we'll see. Keep your eyes on the Discord, of course. Anyway, folks, have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you. I am Yummy, and I am out of here. So long.